Still pretty pissed at the Hobart Mixer age limit, like I wish I wish that, minors can actually use Hobart Mixers, but no, everything like if you want to use something, if you want to use this, if you want to do this, if you want to do this, you must be 18. Like seriously, what's the deal with America and just being 18 to do anything? Do you think that like oh, your last day of being 17? This dude's kind of stupid. His birthday, he turns 18. Holy now he's mature. Like like seriously, like you think that everybody matures at the age 18? Okay, whatever you say. But that's kind of not how it works. Like there's a few famous people, just celebrities and other people, like they could be minors and they can be very mature, like yeah, like just well, I actually have nothing to back me up about that. Well, let's get on with it. So this here is just going to be a simple video. I'm going to be talking about a tower that I'll never get to see ever, because it was taken away from us before I was even born, or before most of my Discord friends were even born as well. So we're going to be talking about a special tower here. This here is no other than the mysterious St. Robert's Longline Tower. So yeah, during the 10th Springfield arc, the second video, that arc I made it, but the second video of the arc was about the tower. I filmed the area where it used to stand, like it used to stand around here somewhere. So yeah, I just wanted to announce. I just wanted to announce all that. Well, just announce that there used to be a long lines tower there, instead of mentioning it in just a small or a screen recorded video that's like 30, 40, 50 minutes long. So yeah, I just made a little separate video of it. Well, no, this is a separate video of it. That other video, it was just announcing there used to be a long lines tower here. Um, so yeah, there's that. That's all the information we had. That's all the information on that video. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this video here will be unpacking all the information I know about this tower. So yeah, let's get into it. And I don't expect this video to be that long because there's barely any information about this tower. So let's get into it. Sometime long ago, the Longines Tower was built in St. Robert. This here, it will be known as it'll only be known as the St. Robert Longlines Tower. It probably had another name, like I bet the only name this tower had was back then was it started with long lines maybe, and just a lot of random numbers and some random letters too, because that's how random crap works. So yeah. That's usually a name of just random giant objects like this, and just object structures, all that crap. So yeah, but I know this. I call this the St. Robert Longlines Tower, and AJ Jackson calls it that too. So yeah, they're just somewhere around hmm I think August. Yep, I checked. So it was August 18th. Um, he revealed that there used to be a Longines Tower and no other than St. Robert. You know, out of all the places, St. Robert was a surprise. Like I didn't expect St. Robert's to have one, or used to have one at least. So yeah, that came as a surprise for me. Somebody who lives close to that town. So yeah. So this I apologize, but this is literally the only picture of the tower I know of, and AJ Jackson knows of too. Pretty sure he said it's literally the only picture of it. Maybe, I don't know. I hope it isn't because of one thing here. I asked what beacon it had. I fully expected this to have the normal old school incandescent on top and one or two sets of markers below. That's what I expected, but he told me that it had that he told me that it had. I can't find the message, but but he told me it had two incandescents. I mean, two old school incandescents. I bet that I guess they're old school because that's like back then that was the most common beacon. So yeah, two old school incandescents and eight on top, and not two sets of them. Just they're both on top. So yeah, that came as a surprise for me because that's pretty rare for a longlines tower. Like it's rare to see a longlines tower have two sets of beacons. So yeah, it's pretty nice to know that. So yeah, it's pretty nice to know that there used to be at least one in Missouri, my home state, that had two beacons on top. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, two incandescents on the top of the tower, and here's the even more surprising thing. He said that it had eight sets of markers. Eight sets of markers and all that, Like what how? Like that's legendary. Like this tower is legendary. Like it's a legendary tower. It's godlike. That's the reason why the title of the video the title of the video I was talking about earlier, this tower was called a godly longlines tower used to stand here, or something along those words. I'm not too sure. Then I'm too lazy to go and find out. So yeah, yep, two incandescents on top and eight sets of side markers. You know how legendary that would look at night? That would look so cool. The tower was like 200 and something feet tall. So yeah, it wasn't the tallest tower ever, but it was at least tall enough to have beacons. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, there's sadly no video of this tower at night that I heard of. So you'll never be able to see its legendary godlike beacon setup. So that sucks. But the thing that sucks even more is that the tower died in 1994. Sometime or just some random day in 1994, some storm or some either a big storm or just normal high winds came around and completely knocked this tower down. Like half of the tower was knocked down by the strong winds, I heard. So yeah, this tower met the same fate that the old highway patrol tower met. So yeah, tower died by weather. That sucks. That really sucks. If it was alive today, or alive, if it was like, I don't, hopefully you guys don't think I'm weird for um, kind of personificating these structures. I do that because it's simple. So if the tower was still alive today, I would imagine it having literally only one little FH308 on top. Nothing against FH308s. They're my second favorite beacon of all time, but I can definitely see that, and that would be a giant loss because the godly beacon setup. Like, imagine you're just some random longlines tower. You had have two incandescents on top, and eight sets of side markers. And then all of a sudden, in the 2000s, your owner decides to replace that godly beacon setup with a just one single FH308. So yeah, that would kind of be a big loss, even if even if they're my second favorite beacon, I wouldn't want it to have one because in order for that to happen, you have to get rid of the godly beacon setup. At least the 8 sets of sign markers will still be on the tower and intact and everything. Maybe some will definitely be upside down and all that due to weather and age. That's inevitable, sadly, but they're still there at least. Some of the glass might be broken off them too because of weather as well. 'Cause, you know, that's inevitable as well. But they're still on the tower. Sadly, the incandescents, they're nowhere to be seen, except if they decide to keep them on and then add the FH308 above them or just on a different platform, which I would definitely take that. Though there's something else I would definitely want to happen if it got an FH308. Um, I would want the FH308 to be used for day mode and its old beacon setup not to be replaced, but to be used for night mode. So yeah, if so, then the tower would get a day mode. So yeah, that would be very nice. It will get a strobe and incandescent beacon set up, and it will probably be the closest one. It will probably be the closest tower to my house with that beacon set up too. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it would be because I know I'm not too sure of any other that is close to my house other than the you know, the Freeburg Longines Tower. I used to have that beacon set up, but that's like farther that but the distance from my house is even farther than the distance from you know, my house to St. Robert. I'm pretty sure, I believe. So yeah. So there's that. That's all the information we know of this. So yeah, there's that. So it's just some random Longines tower with a godly setup that was completely destroyed the same in the same fashion that the old Highway Patrol tower in Rolla died, you know, in somewhere around 1994. I know if it got an FH308 and only a 308, you know, we might lose the godly beacon setup, but at least we'll get 2 towers in this area that shine white at day, and then one shines white at night, and the other shines red at night. We'll basically get the 2 lowest towers all over again. Like we'll get a tower that shines white at day and night, and then a tower that shines white and red at night. Because this tower here it has a dual strobe on top of it. So yeah. This, though, if not, then we'll get a strobe and incandescent dual, like that, because this one has a dual strobe, and then the Longines tower would still have the incandescent setup. So yeah, that'll be very cool to see. But at the same time, I don't want the godly beacon setup to be lost either. So yeah, that's all the information we know of the tower. So yeah, it's sad that there's literally no information about it. I am kind of, you know, it's kind of weird how AJ Jackson it knows the beacon setup, even though that the picture I showed you doesn't even show the beacons. Like it's if it does, and it's very hard to see. Like a horn must have been blocking it. But I couldn't see them. I couldn't see the beacons on top, and it doesn't show the markers either. I'm not too sure how he found. I don't know how he found out what setup it had. Not too sure. Um, you know, some people might say that he's making all this stuff up, not the existence of the tower, um, but um, but he might be making up the beacon setup. Like it might have just had one incandescent with 1 or 2 sets of markers. But yeah, you know, I don't want to believe that he does that. Like I wouldn't imagine him lying to us about that stuff. So yeah, I choose to believe it had this godly beacon setup and everything. So yeah, today today in the spot where I used to stand, a monopole stands. A monopole stands in its spot now, basically. So yeah, um, very, very, very much of a downgrade, I have to say. So yeah, but at least a tower stands where another tower used to stand. At least a tower still stands there, so it's still a tower site. So yeah, that's at least good. So there's that. See you all later. Bye.